Guys, what's up? Welcome back to Firestorm. Sorry it's been such a long time since the last video. I've just had some schoolwork that I had to complete, so that was priority, but we're back. So today our topic is breaks, spaces and whitespace, which we mentioned in the past video, so you can watch that if you didn't already. Now I just have our website running in my browser. You see, this is the old one. I just took out the previous stuff. So today we're just going to do some new techniques, mainly formatting now. So as you can see, I have a header already, but in my comment I've included what we're going to do today. So breaks. So let's start off by adding a paragraph to our main. So if you remember that, it's a p tag, and then let's just say this is a paragraph, just like we did last time. And then we copy this and we paste it below, because we want to see what's the effect when there's two. So we save this and go into the browser and just refresh, and you can see that it's an even space. And notice, if I leave a line or a couple of lines here, many people would expect it to actually leave this amount in the browser itself. So just save this and refresh here. You can see that it has no effect. Now that's what we call white space. White space in coding is just any space between your code that just separates it, but it has no effect on the outcome of the app or website. So now let's say you have two paragraphs and you want to create a space. So you want to leave some space between these two paragraphs here. Now the technique of doing that is using a tag called BR. Now that's just creating a line break. And a line break, it just creates an actual space, but it takes up a full line. So if you save this and look at the effect before, and if we refresh, that's what happens after. So you can see the space, and that's what happens when you use a line break, which can be very useful for formatting. Now that you have that, let's say you have like different sections in your website. So take out these paragraphs and let's add two header 2 tags. So header 2, and remember we said we're using the same hierarchy style, meaning that there's our header 1, it's the main one, and then our subheadings will be smaller each time. So within this heading we can just say description, for example, and in this one we can just say contact info. We're not filling this with anything, we're just want to show the separation method. Now we could just save this and look at what it looks like now. You can see that it's just these two, but it's not really formatted properly. You want it to look separated because it's actually different paragraphs. Now from learning what we did before, we can leave lines so that it looks neat, and you can do this a lot in your coding, whatever language you're using. So we make a break just to show this and refresh it. You can see that's already a bit neater if you have your content there and here, whatever. It will look much neater if you leave space. But now there's also a much more useful tag, and that's called HR, which stands for horizontal rule. Now this actually rules a line in the line that gets left behind. So if we refresh it now, you can see that there's this cool line that comes across and it like divides these two sections. Very useful. So just to give it some content here, just add a paragraph and say this is a description paragraph, and we can copy this paste it here under contact info and just edit this. This is a paragraph for contact info. Okay, that's fine. Now that we have content, we can see the difference. Well, a small difference. Let's just save here first. Always save your work, guys. Refresh and look at this. Now it's very neat compared to what it was before. I mean, if we take out this rule, if we just comment it, for example, if we just comment it, and we covered comments in the previous video if you didn't watch it, just close this comment off and save it and refresh the page. And look at this, it doesn't really look that neat. It's still okay, but many of you would prefer this. I do personally. So we leave it like that. And now there's another thing that we come up with. It's the end NBSP tag. This tag is just meaning that it has no break, meaning it's a literal space between your text, but it's not really taking up the whole line. It just takes up a single character space. It's like an actual space like that. Now this can be useful, for example, if you have images or you want to format it and it's not really easy. As you can see here, those spaces don't get rendered. But if you want to do that for whatever reason, if you just want to leave spaces between the full stop or something, you can use this and NBSP tag. So and NBSP, there we go, and it ends off with a semicolon, and then you can just keep pasting this until you have as many as you want. So let's just keep it like that for now. This is just to show you the effect of it. You can use it in your scenario. Refresh here and you can see that space here. That's what the end NBSP tag does, and it may be useful when you use images. Now we haven't covered images yet, but we will in the future when we start using CSS and all of that. But we need to cover the basics first. Well, I think that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you the formatting of breaks and white space and what you can do for your code. And remember this white space, meaning look at all this here, all these lines that we left behind. It just makes it look much neater. And last thing, if you haven't downloaded a text editor yet, you can get Visual Studio Code or Atom. These links were in the first video of this series, so you can check it out, or you can just copy them from here. You can pause the video and copy them. There's Atom and Visual Studio Code. I'm using Visual Studio Code. You can get that, but it all depends on you. Test whichever you want, or you could just, I mean, if you don't have data for whatever reason or something like that, just if you're on Windows, just search for Notepad, open Notepad, and you can just do your HTML here. You can just start off with the same code that's here, but obviously it will take longer. That's why I recommend getting something else. But just get what feels right for you. This was just to show you breaks and white spaces. In the next video, we'll probably be looking at methods of using CSS. So the different ways that we can use CSS, there's actually 3 main ways. So look forward to that. Finally, we're getting into some styling and making our sites look a bit better than just this plain black and white. So look out for that. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.